Hello, my name is Justin and I'm a guitar teacher. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this series of videos, we'll be talking about strumming, how to strum smoothly, how to learn new strumming patterns. We are breaking this up into three parts. In this video, in part 1, we will be just catered for beginners, those who have just started on guitar and you have problems with getting a smooth downstroke and upstroke. In this video, I will show you how we can sort that out. If you're not a beginner, you've been learning for a while, but you find that your strumming pattern is not as smooth as you want it to be, why not continue watching this video and see what you can get out of it. For part 2, I'll be showing you a few rhythm patterns that you can use straight away for different styles of pop songs, whether it's from slightly straight to rock songs or to slide or songs with a bit of swing. That's for part 2. And for part 3, I will talk a bit in depth about how to come up with new strumming patterns and how to make them sound really accurate like the song. We'll be using actual songs to learn that, so that should be quite fun. As you can see by now, the videos are quite progressive from part to part. And I really encourage you to check out each video. And I do hope that you can pick up some tips to smoothen out your playing at least. Alright, so part 1, how to strum smoothly. First things first, we will be strumming without a pick. The reason being is that if you happen to drop your pick during the gig or your performance, at least you can still use your fingers to strum your way through the song. Moreover, there might be some songs where you need to go from picking and finger picking and then straight into strumming. So you want to be able to be flexible or to make the transition smooth. You don't have to put the pick away and then start strumming within the next measure. Alright, so let's start off first step by step. Okay, what I want you to do is to make an OK sign like this. Okay, and you can close your fingers, you can relax it if you want, or you can let it go, it doesn't really matter. So what's going to happen now is we're going to be using our index finger and our thumb to strum the guitar. So what you're going to do is, as you're strumming downwards, only your index finger is sticking out, and your index finger will be strumming the strings on your way down like this. Okay, and on your way up, you're going to use your thumb. Now, as you're strumming on the way up, try not to stick out your thumb so much and reach out this way. What you want to do is to naturally let your arm swing outwards, and then you'll be catching your thumb at the side as you're strumming upwards. Okay, so I'll say it again. As you're strumming downwards, your index finger will only be touching the strings, and you strum downwards this way. And when you strum up, your thumb you will let it swing up naturally and let it catch at the side of the thumb like this. Alright, so that's pretty much it for strumming up and down. We're going to be using one finger, and after a while, you find that the motion of your fingers, of your index finger and your thumb moving up and down will be quite automatic. You don't have to think too much about it. You don't want to use two fingers at the same time to strum the strings, because in the worst case scenario, what's going to happen is, for example, if you're strumming downwards, you strum downwards, your thumb will catch the strings, and then you get a really awkward sound like this. Just have one point of contact, index on the way down and your thumb on the way up. Alright, so make sure that you strum across the strings in a very delicate manner, meaning that if you were to strum it, you can hear like a ripple. That's my best description. So for example, if I were to slow it down, you will hear something like this. And on the way up, you hear this. Right, of course, if I speed it up, it will sound like this. So again, on the way down, you have to really purposely make sure you catch every string on the way down. And on your way up, especially because upstrokes are pretty awkward at the beginning, right? Make sure you strum up and you catch every string on the way up. You purposely try to get every string. Alright, so you hear like this kind of a ripple effect. Don't skip over any string. A lot of times when you have problems with your strumming, I find that the problem is really because you strum too hard, and then you tend to skip over the string, you know. You catch the string and then you miss the rest of it. To make it sound really good, just make sure you catch across all the strings. So remember to practice this for a while. You want to get the hang of being able to strum smoothly. You can hear that ripple effect. Alright, another thing I want to add is when you're strumming downwards, really start from way up. You see this design here on the guitar. I want you to start above the design and swing all the way out. Alright, swing out way past the pickguard. At the same time, or rather on your way up, swing from below the pickguard, strum upwards all the way to the top. Now, a bigger angle of strumming means you get a naturally bigger sound, and it's a lot of difference when you hear someone strum like this, you know, versus when you stretch out the chords. The sound is bigger and it sounds smoother and nicer as well. One thing I want to add is that to begin with, your chords should be smooth, like your chords should be good. Let's take a G chord for example. Every string should be clear. If your chord isn't clear to begin with like this, like, you know, some of the strings can't be heard very well. No matter how smooth you strum it, it's never gonna sound good. We will talk about this in another lesson about chords, because this is another topic altogether. So just make sure your chords sound good, so that when you get down to the strumming, you know, and you smoothen it out, the sound is already there to begin with. Alright, so alright, that's it. In part 2, we'll be learning some rhythms for you to use these patterns with. But if you have not gotten to the video yet, or the video is not out yet at least, just try practicing, you know, for example 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and try and see if you can get the smooth sound you want. Remember that, you know, this is a muscle memory technical issue, so you just want to make sure you try this for a few days until your hand gets used to the angle at which you're strumming and you get a smooth sound. If you need to, slow it down, you know, and you should be able to hear a smooth sound. Alright, so that's it for part 1. If you have any comments or questions, you can either leave a comment below or email me. My email address will be put in the link, or you can visit my website as well. I'll see you in part 2.